In today's episode of the vlog, Mike continues to sit here and repeat in today's episode of the vlog. In today's episode of the vlog, we let Brandy introduce the vlog.
I'm a hustler.
You gotta bring the borders here
Yeah.
and change this to it.
Sometimes it doesn't pan out.
Right.
Okay.
Take off the SH, leave it lowercase. I want to try to keep cursing out of the titles as much as possible. Content, I don't care.
Yeah.
But the titles, I want to keep it out as much as possible because I feel like that may hit filters in different ways. All right. How long is this? 14 minutes. All right. That's not too bad. Hang on. Let's do this. Standing elegantly on a charming tree-lined block in Prospect Lefferts Gardens, 362 Parkside is conveniently located just a few blocks from the Q, 2, and 5 subway lines. With single-family homes across the street starting at around $1.7 million and additional air rights available, this property offers an incredible investment potential. Let's play it back. On the Q, 2, and 5 subway lines, with single-family homes across the street starting at around $1.7 million and additional air rights available, this property offers an incredible investment potential. Okay. Let's shut this off. I always like to shut it off before I take out the card. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I've always done that, so.
All right.
All right, let me go knock that out.
Yeah, let me put this shit back, and then what time are we at?
It's about to be 4.
2 hours. We gotta leave in an hour.
Okay.
So we're heading to the car right now to head to Brooklyn. We got a podcast we're about to shoot with a movie director. Got the podcast stuff all with me. Ready to go. This is one of those situations where stop does not mean stop. It just means proceed with caution. Yeah, I heard it's supposed to be 70-something degrees this weekend.
Yeah, Friday.
And the weekend too, I heard it was supposed to be nice. I may have to crack out some shorts. And maybe bring out shorts in chancla season. Let's see. I may have to stay with the Toms instead of the chanclas. But, so, happy to put shorts back on. Not have to bring a jacket? Oh, that'd be nice. Or a hoodie, you know? I did cop some new T-shirts too, so it'd be nice to finally wear some of them. Like, you'll obviously be on, like, I could watch it at home,
Yeah.
click, but like, what does that mean for you from like without trying to get into your pocket?
Yeah,
kind of situation?
no. I mean, I would make money, I guess, every time it's played.
Yeah?
You know, I mean, I don't know. You know, I gotta hope I get press and stuff like that. But you know, it's a better step than the festivals. And do you need plugs or anything like that?
No, everything runs on battery. So we're here with the Made in New York podcast with film director Eric Rivas, who's done a trilogy of movies, and I'm gonna have him tell a little bit more about it.
Yeah, it's a vamp biker series. I call it Vamp Bikers because it's vampires and bikers. I have been working on a film that won the Coney Island Film Festival, and I worked with a bunch of real outlaw bikers, and they were so good on set that I decided to bring them in to a vamp biker series of films. Well, not series, a trilogy. It winded up becoming a trilogy. And, you know, vampires come into a town of bikers. They start biting them. Bikers become vamp bikers. Then vamp bikers against original bikers. And it's really a battle for the soul. So you would say that the last biker probably wakes up and realizes that he's fighting true evil. and they've been wearing the patches of 666 and all that, not realizing what they've been calling into their lives all these years. So it's almost like he'd have to wake up and almost change his life to fight them.
So the original plan was one movie.
It was just one, yeah.
And then it went well, and it was like, let's just do this.
I mean, since 2003, it's funny. I had no idea. I thought you were going to talk to me about the apartments.
Really?
Yeah. I had no idea.
So what I'm doing, right, is this is called Made in New York. So I talk to different people who make things in New York. Could be a product, could be art, could be music.
Put it on the website? You put it on Instagram?
It goes. So the audio side of this will go to Spotify. Will go to SoundCloud, which feeds to Apple Podcast.
Nice.
The video side will go to Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn.
That's awesome.
Instagram will take like a clip of it and redirect traffic. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's just what I'm trying to get to is I believe there is some underlying something in New York that makes people successful. And I know that storytelling is ultimately what's going to separate people. Yeah. So like, I look at this from a bunch of different ways. Like I look at, where's that bag? I know that Amazon is only a few years away from deciding, hey Alexa, help me find a home, is a serious business they want to go after. Right. And they're going to almost overnight eat up a huge chunk of the real estate business. Yeah. So I'm ultimately trying to build a brand that outlasts that. Yeah. And because there's only one other broker in New York City with a full-time videographer right now, and that's Ryan Serhant. And I just think he's fake. Yeah. Like I think he puts on a TV persona for everything. And I think that segment of the world is dying. Yeah. I believe authenticity is like the most underrated asset right now. Yeah. And I think
that's why people will it's good business. It's good commerce. That's commerce right there.
And I think in the coming years we'll see that. Yep. And as that continues, I think those that are real win. And some of those that are fake will still win just because they're in the right position or they fuck with the right people.
I've met people that, like, they don't want to write a damn thing. They just want to direct, or they want to come and say, I produced this.
Right. Yeah.
So you're thinking about getting into filmmaking or anything, Mike? Because anybody that crosses my path, I always say that there's a reason for this person.
So, I mean, I feel like I can tell stories now because I have the capacity to do it. Yeah. So, like, for me, there's no stories that I necessarily want to tell. I kind of want to more so tell the story of New York. Yeah. So that's kind of where like my focus around things are, because I've realized that so I really like if I look at my the content that I put out, I made a shift about 3-4 months ago when I realized that not everybody gives a fuck about real estate. So like, what else can I talk about that like I know that like people would care about? Oh, yeah. And I thought
the right subject.
And I thought like about a couple things. I mean, I realized that the stuff that I teach my agents are applicable pretty much across any business. Wow. So like I can use that. I realized that I'm like 2 years into building a multi-million-dollar company.
You met Mike Valentino, right?
Yeah. And that's always something that interests people because, different people are at different steps. And then I realized that like New York is one of the biggest tourist destinations of the world year after year after year. Yeah. So like now I can expand to everywhere and who knows? Exactly. And because of that...
It's an interesting ride. Once you start, it takes you where it goes.
It's insane. So like because of everything that I've done now, like I walk into pitches. Like I just landed a pitch for not far from here, right off Prospect Park on Parkside. Yeah. 4 family for $2.75 million. I went to the pitch in sweatpants and Yeezys. Nice. Because I'm pot committed on being me. I don't wear a suit ever. Like I don't think he passes the real New York litmus test. But it's okay. I don't need to be the judge and jury. Mm-hmm. I just need to share my perspective and and position it appropriately for those that consume it. Mm-hmm. That's all it really is. The internet is big enough for everybody. Look at we don't hear about what's his face anymore. Psy. At least in this country. For all I know, you know, he's still huge in Korea.
Yeah.
You know what? He probably is. Because from what I understand, and I could be wrong, that shit was like on his 5th album.
Yeah.
So like, you know, he put in dues to be an overnight success. That's what I want. I want to become an overnight success. Fucking shit. I hate every time I hear that shit. I hate it. So do you remember the conversation you had with Angel where she was upset about Cardi?
Yeah.
Yo, so I called her. And I was like, yo, I want to talk to you about this. I'm like, because this bothered me. Because it straight up did. I'm like, first of all, why are you upset that somebody else is winning? You know, and her sentiment was that she doesn't put on well for Dominicans.
Yeah, I could see that.
And I'm like, as someone who wants to be the anomaly, you can't expect everybody to be the anomaly.
Yeah.
And like, after actually having listened to this girl talk, like, she sounds like a genuine, straight up, yo, my dude, what is beeping getting you right now? She just sounds like a genuine person.
Yeah.
You know, who's been out here. Yo, I'm gonna stop my fucking car. You keep with this fucking dick face horn shit. Fuck. So, you know, and she was like, I want somebody to be a role model for, you know, Dominican women to be strong and so on and so forth. And I'm like, yo, this girl orchestrated coming up from nothing to being huge off the strength of hard work. Mm-hmm. Really is what it is. I'm gonna go back and look at what she was doing on Instagram 2 years ago. I don't think she is the most talented rapper out, especially since she don't really write the majority of her shit. But I gotta give her credit. And she exudes New York. I love that.
Yeah.
I fucking love it, dude. Cause we don't have that. We don't have, you know, like, who is there? Let's think about it right now. Who out there is New York? That's not a rapper. Like, I mean, granted, Cardi's a rapper, so maybe this is the wrong thing to fucking... But even rappers, who's New York? Fat Joe.
He lives in Miami, but...
Right. So that's... Right? But, like, who else?
No.
I know the Locks tribe, but I'm sorry. Yeah. Yonkers is not part of New York City. As much as I love Jadakiss. So, like, who? Tekashi? That's New York? I mean, he's from New York. But, I don't know. So, she was, back to Angel. She was, I don't know. She was appreciative of the perspective. At least I believe she was. I don't think she was blowing smoke up my ass. Got stood up by a client right now here in Midwood. It's all right. Shit happens. This is part of the job. I'm going to drop Brandy off at the subway, and I got to head home, spend some time with the missus. Peace.
I'm a hustler, I'm a hustler, I'm a hustler, I'm a hustler, I'm a hustler.